Welcome back to Forza Horizon 5 and another brand new car. A car that I had no idea that we could actually unlock this week. If you pause your game, head into the festival playlist. This is the Kona N, which we unlocked last week. However, in the series, if you get 80 points in the festival playlist, you can unlock the Hyundai Ioniq 6. And I was like, well, in the summer, clearly you can only get 75 points. Wrong. As it turns out, if you go and do every single challenge this week, you can actually unlock the Ioniq 6 in week 1. We're gonna do it. We're gonna unlock this thing. And I'm gonna tell you why it's one of the weirdest cars on sale today. And of course, we're gonna check out the customization and see if it's any good. 2 hours of my life. Almost everything has been golded. If this car isn't worth it, I'm gonna be so angry. We've got 320 horsepower. We've nearly got 500 foot-pounds of torque, actually. This wouldn't be an AR12 video without any fun facts about the I can't say the name of this car. The Hyundai Ioniq 6. It's easier to tell you about Sally's seashells down at the seashore than it is about a goddamn Hyundai. There are some very strange things going on with this car. Number one, they've tried to design it with like all of these pixel design elements, aka the rear taillights are all pixels, and I think they actually got inspired by video games to make this car. I wonder if the developers have actually modeled this correctly. They didn't model it correctly. This is what that fin is supposed to look like. You know how back in the day you used to be able to buy clear controllers? Hyundai put a clear antenna on the back. I don't know why they decided to do that. It's actually really cool if you ask me. I think that's actually not the only thing that was stolen off a Nintendo 64. Do you want to see the other thing? This is the key. The key looks like it was designed in 1992. You cannot combine futuristic antenna with a 1990s key. It's the weirdest design choice I have ever seen. Anyways, I think they got incredible design inspiration from a Nintendo 64. I think Hyundai built this, the Ioniq 6, the Ioniq 5, and the EV6, essentially just to go out there and get free marketing. I think genuinely the only reason they built them was not to necessarily get people to buy them, but to get people to talk about them. Yes, I know the EV6 is a Kia, but for this purpose, it's essentially the same thing. They're the same company, okay? Anyways, this thing, the Ioniq 6 and the i5 actually share basically the exact same platform. Internally, they are basically exactly the same car. Unfortunately, in Forza Horizon 5, though, I know this might be controversial. Correction, this is definitely going to be controversial. I prefer the crossover version instead of the sedan one. I have no idea why the developers decided to put this one in. I have no idea. 1,500 people to 100. Please tell me I didn't just waste 2 hours of my life. I need 2 things with this car. Number 1, I need a lot of horsepower. Number 2, I need drift suspension. If I do not have those things, it will be an L car. Motor and battery. Oh, 350, 380. Really? I spent 2 hours of my life getting this car. There's also no motor swap. You can't motor swap this car. Now I have to try to figure out a way to get this, I'm gonna say this in the nicest way possible, this shit box to be good. You want to know the other craziest thing about this car? This car in Canada costs $70,000. You could buy two Kona Ns or one of these. The Kona N is like one of my favorite cars on sale today. I guess I'm gonna give it like a full race build and we'll see. Why is this car in the game? Was the only reason this car was added to the game was for advertising? Wait. Why does this car have a drive shaft? Electric cars don't have drive shafts, do they? Moving on. If this car didn't have drift suspension, I was genuinely about to end the video there. Yo, it actually gets some pretty good weight reduction. Like, it gets it into... Okay, bro, actually, real talk, this thing is fully upgraded, and it's the bottom of S1 class. What a waste of a car. I genuinely feel bad for the developers who had to go in and scan this thing. Imagine being the developer who had to go and take thousands of photos of this thing and like spend like days modeling this and recreating it for the game. No one's gonna drive it. Are there even any paint colors for it? Or do we only have black and... Oh! Wait, whoa, look at all the different colors. I guess I'll paint the body blue because, sure. The other bit is that little bit of trim at the bottom. Is this the slowest car in Forza Horizon 5? Okay, I know I have the rear wing and the front arrow. Maybe that's costing me like 10 miles an hour or so. But are you kidding me? Is this actually the slowest car we have in the game? It can't reach 160. Max speed, 159. What could be slower? The Peel's not slower. The only car that might be slower than this is the Myers-Manx. Is the Myers-Manx actually slower? There's 100 miles an hour. 120. It accelerates quicker. It accelerates way quicker than the Ioniq 6. We're out of horsepower. 140 miles an hour for the Myers-Manx. I think the Ioniq 6 is the second slowest car in this game. You know what? This is probably faster around circuit because it accelerates so quickly and it's so much lighter than the Ioniq 6. I think as a race car, the Ioniq 6 might genuinely be the worst car in the game. There's no way. All right, well, let's see what it can do around our tight-knit little handling circuit. It's probably not a very good place to take this, but since I have the equivalent of no horsepower, I think this is the only place that we can actually... Thank you. All of these cars in this race have more horsepower stock than we do fully upgraded. Why is this in Forza Horizon 5? And why did the developers think people are gonna spend 2 hours of their life unlocking it? I think in real life, the Ioniq 6 is probably a great car. I really like the Ioniq 5. I think the Ioniq 5 is a great car. Looks awesome. Has decent performance for real life. But in Forza Horizon 5, this is just spec for spec. One of, if not the worst car we have in this game. It's a confusing car. I think we have to go and off-road it. I want to give this car the benefit of the doubt. That's the thing. I don't even know what to do to turn it into an off-roader. Like, I'll take away the rear wing and the front splitter. I'll give it some off-road race tires. It actually looks pretty cool with off-road race tires. I'll give you that. Somebody said this looks like the car we all drew when we were 6. Bro, you didn't have to do them like that. Sir, what the hell are you hoping to pull over? Bicycles and electric scooters? Coco said this thing looks like the Apple mouse. Let me guess. And the way you charge it is from the bottom, huh? I think we might need to flip this thing over to see if there's a lightning port on the bottom. It is a conspiracy theory. Wasn't Hyundai reportedly working with Apple to develop an electric car? And then somebody from Hyundai went and bragged to somebody that they were working with Apple, and then they killed the whole project. Wait, isn't that true? Wait, this really is. It's the Apple mouse of cars. We've discovered the ultimate conspiracy theory about the Ioniq 6. Somehow, it's actually pretty good at off-roading. Wait. Aww. We only have 400 horsepower. It weighs more than a tank. I wouldn't actually be surprised if when the Apple car eventually comes out, I wouldn't be surprised if it looks something like this. There are other interesting fun facts about this car. You see how on the wheel, you see on the steering wheel, there's no emblem? I can't actually look down, so I'm trying just to turn left and right so you can see. Hyundai, instead of putting an emblem in there, has put 4 lights. The rumor is, I can't actually confirm this fun fact, but the rumor is those lights, when you turn the car on, or like when you switch modes or something like that, spell out the Morse code for Hyundai. I don't know how true that fun fact is, but they did it. It's Morse code? Morse code? Morse code. That's the one. I'm gonna leave it with you. Somebody figure out if that's a real fact. Maybe I can get the lights to appear if I jump on the inside like this. Turn it on. Lights. I've been making fun of this car for the past 40 minutes. I'm now gonna turn this car into a drift car. And I'm gonna go, oh, it's gonna be not good. And then I'm gonna take it out, and it's gonna smash a drift score, and I'm gonna look like a moron. We're stuck all-wheel drive. Drag tires it is then. My personal best over here is 116K. It has 400 horsepower. We'll be lucky if it even is able to spin its wheels under the 3,500 pounds that this thing goddamn weighs. Yeah, it's so heavy. So heavy and no horsepower. It's not working. Oh, it's so not working. Oh, it's an absolute disaster. At least I don't look like a massive moron now. I think this might be one of the worst cars in Forza Horizon 5. It takes 2 hours to unlock. It has no customization. In real life, it might be pretty cool. I have no idea why it's here.